Hey everyone, we are live at Paste Studios right now with Anna Tivel. Anna, thank you very much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So we're gonna hear 3 songs off of The Question, which is coming out on Friday, and we are
Yay.
very much looking forward to hearing it. Can you tell us what you're gonna start out with?
Yeah, I will. I'll start out with The Question that it was named after. It's actually wrote it here in the city in New York. It started out as a poem, kind of watching people and one person in particular. In my dream you were beautiful, backlit, noble. In the low light of the window you were leaning on the edge. The high rises and billboards for perfume and call girls. The steam above the dark road, the smoke around your head. And I knew you by description, the tall tales, the pictures, your short hair and your lipstick, the smell of coming rain. And I wanted to remain there, a voyeur, a stranger, below you in the night air, just waiting to be changed. An eyeliner and nylons, the calm upon your face drawn, revealing next to nothing, a deal you don't believe. And the Bible in a locked drawer, the past you gave it up for, the hymnal and the comfort in exchange for living free. Suit jacket and the soft things you dance in when you dream. And the neighbors never mention the woman they see leaving is the man who works the morning shift selling gasoline. In my dream you were stone still, shadowed, half-built, a masterpiece of pure will, just waiting on the world to gaze upon your body, a razor on a rough cheek, a blaze of burning beauty, the saved and the worth saving. Is the same. Thanks.
Thank you. That sounds great. Can we talk a bit about so when people go to see you tomorrow, for instance, in Bristol, Connecticut at Acoustic Cool, and when people see you at McCabe's in Santa Monica, what are they? Is it very similar to what's happening here right now? Is it going to be a solo show? Is it going to be a band show? What do people see when you're out there in the world outside of this tape library?
It depends. This tour in April is mostly solo shows, and then that McCabe's show and all the shows in May are with the full band. Some guys that I've been playing with from Portland, and then the second half of the month is with the guys who made the record out in the Midwest with me. So different bands.
And with the do you play The Question as you're out there?
Mm-hmm.
Even with the full band? I mean, a play with no good ending, and what was the last lyric of it?
A play with no good ending, a prayer that never mentioned.
That seems like a really, really delicate thing to say. Does it translate? Yeah, it's not a good question at all. Does it translate the same way with a full band? I'm sure it does. But
I think that's a good question. The band, playing with a band is really new to me, and these will be the first couple tours we've done, so I'm really excited. And they're all such sensitive players, and really they create a lot of kind of like cinema and atmosphere, and so it's really, I've toured a long time just solo, so it's so fun to kind of have something to sit the words on top of. Feels really good and new.
And I would imagine that sensitivity matters a whole lot with words like those. I mean, it plays perfectly in this quiet tape room here with you just playing solo. Hopefully everyone who's watching right now also has a chance to go out and see. All the dates are up at annativel.com. There's also there's dates everywhere. I'm not just going to repeat them back to you. There are many dates. Can you tell us what you're going to play second off of The Question?
I'll play a song. This one's called Anthony. This is a song that came out of some folks who lived near me in Portland who had a big house fire, and they were two artists. And I wrote this song kind of thinking about them. The building was burning, the plaster was crumbling. I lost my sense and I ran back inside. The groan of the floorboards and heat spreading under them, billowing smoke in my throat and my eyes. The kitchen ablaze and the wallpaper curling, the table where you and I figured it out. At 2 in the morning, alive and uncertain, just talking in circles, dreaming aloud. And Anthony, I'm afraid, alone in the building, the billowing flame, and I lost my mind, I guess. I thought I knew what forever meant. A crash in the hallway, the photographs falling, the shattering glass like rain coming down. The one of you standing, your hands in your pockets, the look on your face obscured by the sun. And Anthony, I'm afraid, alone in the building, the billowing flame, and I lost my mind, I guess. I thought I knew what forever meant. The heat and the hunger, the smoke in the sky, the feeling of losing something the curtains all black, and the bed where I loved you beginning to burn. I open the window where I used to call you. Below in the garden, you're already gone. And Anthony, I'm afraid, alone in the building, the billow in flame, and I lost my mind, I guess. I thought I knew what forever meant. I thought I knew what forever meant. I thought I knew what forever meant. Thank you. Thank you,
thank
too.
Yeah, the audience outnumbers the performance by exactly twofold.
Great. That's what I hope for at every show, and sometimes it doesn't happen.
Well, thank you for doing it for us here in this tape library here today. We appreciate it. So can we talk a little bit about the importance of the place that you grew up in, the place you live now? You're raised in Washington. You live in Portland now. Can you talk about the impact that the environment that the Pacific Northwest has it sort of imbued itself into the music that you make?
Yeah. In a lot of ways, I think I've always lived in the Northwest, and I grew up in a pretty rural area that is like very forested and rivers and a valley, and it's really beautiful, and it moves really slowly, and I think that's always been a way for me to process things, to have life and characters and stories move a little slower, and it's something that I come back to a lot, and have found in Portland too. It's a small enough city and a friendly enough music scene that I think you can kind of make your own way, and there's not so much shine and dazzle and speed that you can't kind of do things at your own pace. And
That you do get, for instance, in New York City.
yeah, which I love, and it explodes my brain, and then I run back home to Portland and sit around.
Good. I can't tell if I'm speaking more slowly and more quietly because you're doing that, or if I'm causing you to do that, but it does seem like we're just
going to be whispering by
to
the
each
end
other.
of the interview.
But I feel like you have brought the Pacific Northwest and the more laid back vibe with you, which is outstanding. I mean, Tuesday, man, I thought it was Friday for just a second, but
Maybe it's Friday all the time in your
I'm
brain.
enjoying this Tuesday very much.
Me too.
Here in this library, we can whisper to each other, but we are here for you to play music. Can you tell us what's coming up third off of the question? Which is, if you're just joining us, coming out on Friday.
I'll play. This is the last song on the album that I actually wrote after a trip to New York. I think there's so much happening here that I go home and my brain is just full of colors and sounds, and then I get some time to think about it. This is called Two Strangers. First time that I saw you, you were waiting for the train. Your body like a shadow slipped away. In a bright display of color, and the tunnel swept me under. And the last thing I remember was your face. And I hoped you would appear in some old movie some old vinyl back booth diner way downtown. And I watched for you in windows, sprayed your name across cement walls, in parking lots when no one was around. And the city lights, they shine like silver, and the city lights, they shine like gold. I'm holding out for something better. What it is, I don't know. And the second time I saw you, you were running in the rain, dug back into a Chinese restaurant. And I drove around the block, cursed the lights, double parked, found only an old scarf that you forgot. And I wore it that whole winter, hoped you'd see me in the street, and your eye would catch, and suddenly you'd know. A glance inside the subway, the central station bustling, and two strangers locking eyes above it all. And the city lights, they shine like silver, and the city lights, they shine like gold. I'm holding out for something better. What it is, I don't know. And I'm alright if you're asking. I'm just tired and I'm just stoned, and the city lights are a constellation, and your upturned face is what I'm looking for. And I came around the corner on a bitter Saturday, a flower stand and trash cans on the curb. I bought a cup of coffee from a man who never saw me, turned around and raised it up, and there you were. And my heart escaped my body, flew right up and disappeared, and I thought that I might lose you in the crowd. But you crossed the street and suddenly your voice was in my ear, saying, don't I know your face from somewhere else? And the city lights, they shine like silver, and the city lights, they shine like gold. I'm holding out for something better. What it is, I don't know. I'm holding out for something better. What it is, I don't know. Thank you.
Anna, thank you so much for coming and playing it.
Thank you for having me.
Dude, and there's a scarf that somebody forgot here. There's an old scarf that somebody left. I have no idea whose it is. You can have it if you want.
You gotta start wearing it. Maybe they'll find you again.
Maybe I will start doing that right now. Thank you so much for coming and playing. Those are 3 songs from The Question. The album comes out Friday, so congratulations to you. It's going to be out in the world this Friday on Fluff and Gravy Records. And thank you so much for coming and playing, and travel safely, please. All the dates are up at annativel.com. Tomorrow is in Bristol, Connecticut at Acoustic Cool, and there are a ton of dates, so travel safely, enjoy them all, and thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Right.